Hey everybody, this fella, I had to end that I'm hungry video and start a new video because I know we was gonna start talking about other things than food, but they gave me a lot of information on that last video, so I'm gonna take that and then I am going to
Come on, show him easy. Come on, show him easy. Shalimar, are you okay?
yeah, so I'm gonna add Carolyn.
Hey, hey.
Look, I seen that. Let me get Josh back up in here. Um, I seen that
Come on.
that debate. I forgot her name. The lady that was debating up against was it was not Mitch, not Mitch, but what's his name?
Pence, Mike Pence.
No, not that debate. That's the VP debate. I'm talking about the debate with for Kentucky, or is it? She was debating what you call it, the white guy that's over the Senate.
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, she was debating him. Man, she was killing him. I mean, I don't want nobody to lose their job, but that's what it is. That's basically when you run the election, that's basically what's gonna happen. Somebody gonna either take your place or you're gonna keep your job. She was calling him out on everything. I'm talking.
Motherfucker looks like Droopy the dog from them old cartoons we were watching last night.
Yeah. She was like, how you care about the people in your community if you basically not even caring about their how they gonna pay their bills and all this other stuff. She said the Democrats, even though it was a fucked up bill, she said it like that. She said, even though the Democrats put this bill out there and they approved it in the House, y'all won't pass the second stimulus for nothing. How you do that? And then you want to kill healthcare? I know Obamacare and all that, but she said y'all been talking about appealing this healthcare forever, and y'all ain't got nothing to put in this place. Man, she was, and then he started laughing. He ain't had nothing to come back. He was looking horrible.
Well, part of that is the fact that, you've got a system that's in place that, again, as we've stated before, many Americans were forced to have to pay a fine for not being able to afford the insurance. And many of us out there,
thousands of dollars it cost me because I couldn't afford the insurance that my company provided, and so I had to drop the insurance. But then on my taxes, it was $800 every time I filed taxes just for not having insurance.
That's crazy.
yes, and some of us actually rely on income taxes to be able to pay things like, I don't know, property taxes, things like that, So when you're getting hit to where you can't pay your property taxes, then you're right back to square one.
I was looking into that because I was thinking that that I'm not trying to get over on paying taxes, but before I buy a property, I want to because in America you can't own your land. I mean, it ain't yours. It's basically
Isn't that funny?
It's somebody else's for some reason.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's very funny because we got to pay property taxes every year. Let's say I bought a $50,000 house. I went to Potawatomi and won 70,000, and I bought a property for 50. I don't buy the land, and I still have to pay property tax every year on that property. That don't seem fair at all. But I found a loophole in it. Now, it's a couple of ways to get around that. First of all, if you're disabled.
A tax loophole? You sound like Trump now, looking for other tax loopholes.
No. Yeah. I do sound like him, but I just paid for 2019. I paid $6,300 and some dollars in taxes. So that's federal, and I had to pay state taxes too. So I know paying taxes is not nice. It's not good. I mean, it's good, but it ain't something I like to do.
Do you know what the OAIFD is?
Hello, y'all. Josh and Carolyn, y'all doing it. Y'all talking at the same time. Which one of y'all want to go first?
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Josh.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
Do you know what
Go
the
ahead,
OA?
Carolyn.
Do you know what the OAISD is?
OSISD. No.
Okay, so what that is basically the first tier of what taxes are. The first tier of what taxes are basically everybody's income taxes that come in and that they pay towards every year. Okay, what that does is that creates basically the money system for the nation. And what they do with that is they basically redistribute that into every form of what's needed for the country to run. And what they're looking at is by 2033, we're going to be completely bankrupt. So they are looking, yes, completely bankrupt.
I can see that, but I don't see how we can be completely bankrupt if the government just printing money freely. I mean,
That's the problem.
By numbers,
That's
we
the
can
problem.
be bankrupt. But
well, that's the problem is they're printing the money, and that creates the inflation to rise. Okay, so if you're looking at, say, the conversation we had maybe last week or whatever about who is the richest president. Now you look at what they claimed was George Washington's income as the president, and it was like $527 million or something like that back then. So you look at the inflation of what that is between then and now and where that carries over, okay? The inflation is caused by them printing money. So our dollar value is weaker every time they print more. And what they've been trying to do was use the petro to be able to keep us basically afloat. Because what they were looking at, if I'm not mistaken, this year is the fact that we are going to be default to many countries. But by that same standard, many other countries are also going to be default to each other. And all of that kind of plays into this new system of them getting cryptocurrency situated and making it standardized. One of the first things they're going to start doing is getting rid of coins. Why? Because coins are too circulatable, and they are only pieces of what represents the actual dollar. And they've been trying to get rid of pennies for years, but at this point now, if I'm not mistaken, it was something like they were going with the new currency being $100 standard. So instead of saying that we're going to have, each dollar be worth $1, it's going to be by $100 standard, which changes basically the debt system quite a bit in terms of what we're going to be looking at. So, you've got Bernie, or not Bernie, but you've got Biden over here that's talking about raising taxes on, the American people.
No, come on, Carolyn. I read the whole policy on Bernie. Y'all might think he raising it. Carolyn, I don't know how much money you make a year, or Josh, but basically, it's a scale system. Now, as working class people that we are, if you making A, B, and C, then your tax is gonna be this. I mean, everybody gonna pay taxes, but he's saying that the rich, the real wealthy people, is going to get taxed more than the middle class.
They always have been.
No, it haven't been like that. If you read Trump's policy, he put in a place the first 4 years of his term gave middle class people a break. But if you read it clearly, after his 4th year, we pay more than the richest people. The middle class pay more. Look at that policy. You'll be like, damn, we do pay more. At the 5th year, we pay more on taxes than the richest of the rich. And that's the middle class. Stop it.
Now, what's interesting with that is the fact that if I read it right, it said something like they considered the wealthy to be people that earn $400,000 or more a year.
Well, middle class
Okay.
is I think they said 100,000 to 500,000, and anybody making over 500,000 is not middle class no more.
Absolutely, that's right.
So basically,
But you're also looking
if
at
you make
these same people, just by what you said, you're looking at these same people that have been bailed out, these companies that are going belly up because their CEOs and all their high ups have contracts that they have to be paid. So their $16 million that this one company gets is all
Listen here.
gone
If
just
they don't
to
fix the
only.
loopholes, y'all, if they don't fix the loopholes, they'll all be like fucking Trump and pay nothing in taxes.
Yes.
They got to fix the loopholes and fuck what the rates are. But if they
Right.
don't fix the loopholes, like here in Oklahoma about property taxes and all that, we can go buy a piece of land, but we don't own what's underneath it. You have to buy the mineral rights with the land. The land might be $50,000 for 5 acres, but the mineral rights will be $250,000 for it if there's oil on it. And if they've already sold the mineral rights, you can buy the land, but you also can't stop nobody from coming in and fucking setting up a fucking oil rig in your backyard.
Yeah, I hear you guys. I hear you, Josh.
And if they raise the taxes on what my business is considered a small business, we're less than 50 employees. We only got like 20, but we average about $300,000-$400,000 a month. That's going to put him into a tax bracket to where, I mean, it'll kill it. It'll kill this company. The company will shut down. They can't afford it. Barely making it right now. And if the taxes get raised by 10%, it's over. This company will shut its doors.
And there's going to be a lot more that end up shutting just because of that.
You say your company, that's your business, or somebody you work for somebody?
I work for somebody.
You said they got 14 employees?
Yeah, less than 14.
Let me ask you this. So basically, you get a salary, and all 14 of them people get salary, right?
Right.
Okay. They make money. They get revenue. They pay their employees. And if they smart, they give themselves a salary. Right?
Right.
Right. Once they do that, whatever the company make over that salary, they find loopholes not to pay taxes on that. Okay? But each individual employee who get a salary have to pay federal and state taxes anyway. Okay, so let's say I'm giving this a crazy number. Let's say he made $5 million for 2019, but he paid out with mortgage, water, electric, employees, and all the others, and trips to meetings and all that. He including his own self payroll. He spent $3 million to everybody. So now he got a $2 million over of money that's sitting in the company's bank. You see what I'm saying? So now that $2 million, either he could get himself a bonus and be taxed, or he could find a loophole that his company don't have to pay that. You see what I'm saying? So
so we agree that the loopholes need to be fixed so everybody pays their share.
First of all, the loopholes need to be fixed. Second, if the government bail you out, the auto industry, the Wall Street, the mortgage companies, the banks, if the government bails you out, you should not be eligible for a bonus or that outrageous salary that you've been getting because you don't.
Or another bailout for at least 10 years.
Well, yeah. Because it's but then again, they're like, you reaching, government shouldn't be in everybody's business. But if that government is helping you stay afloat, then you should buy by A, B, and C. You should be obligated to buy these laws. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
I mean, a lot of when I say Republicans, Democrats, we want the same thing. But when Trump's screaming that Joe Biden is going to raise taxes, yes, he is. But is he going to raise it for people in my category, in my bracket? No, he's not. But is he going to raise it for Carolyn? No, he's not. Is he going to raise it for Josh? Probably not. You know what I'm saying?
There's a difference. He's not going to raise taxes per se, but it's wording. John, it's wording. If they repeal the tax cuts that I got from Trump, that is affecting me, which is good. I mean, I've noticed the paychecks are different.
Yes,
If they repeal that, that's not raising taxes. That's repealing a predecessor's thing. I still pay more in taxes.
but look at the tax though. The tax Trump passed when he first got in office. You look at that clearly. For the first 4 years, you is gonna get a wealthy tax break. But after that 4th year, you are not gonna get that break no more. And then it go back to I can give you the link of his
I
tax
believe you.
and highlight it where
Well,
it
I
say
think they have to do it that way. They have to do it that way so that each,
no. Don't give me.
and
Don't
that's
give
kind
me.
of why.
No,
That's
don't give
kind
me.
of why. Well, that's kind of why you end up having like these gaps between presidencies, where especially if one is able to sit for 2 terms, the first 4 years they're redoing everybody else before them stuff.
Look, so
That's
my thing
always
is,
how it works.
on healthcare, you say it was bad on your end, and it was
Yeah.
good on my end. Okay,
Right.
So we want what's best for our people, but Josh, if they would have like Josh, if you could have went into the free market and got you a good plan, how many you got any kids, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I when I applied, I had custody of my son and daughter, and I had healthcare. I had Obamacare. Okay, I was paying like $28 a month for the whole family, right? Now,
I couldn't do that
why you could? I mean, why you was making
because my company offered insurance. If your
Oh.
company offers you health insurance, you have to take it. It went from
Mhm.
$53 a week to $210 a week.
So what was your company insurance premium that you was paying?
I was paying $53 a month before Trump got in office, or before Obama, and then after Obama, by the end of Obama's term, I was paying $210 a week.
Did your company just raise the rate up on you out of the blue?
No, it just steadily went up every year. They'd come in and it would.
No, so it's crazy.
Now here's the fun part.
You wasn't on a
I didn't
marketplace, though, right?
qualify.
You hear me? Hold on, Karen.
I couldn't
you wasn't
because
on you wasn't on Obamacare marketplace, so your individual company rose their own prices up on you.
right. They had to raise it to compete with the individual markets. I'm guessing. I mean, I got fucked. I don't know if it was Obamacare.
Let me
or
ask you
what?
this. Let me ask you this, Josh. Be honest with me. They raised it up on you, hurting you to make Obama policy look shitty. To be
It
honest,
could
with
have been. Fuck, I don't know.
That's basically what it is because Obama had a nice thing going with his health care. Instead of just saying they don't offer health care and let you join Obamacare.
I think you're right. I think it's because the state decided not to participate in the exchanges. They had the state pulled their head out of their ass and participate in the exchanges. I could have went and got cheap insurance, but I don't think they did.
Right now, I make too much to be on the marketplace. So I had to go to free market. I mean, I got to go looking for companies. I got like for dental, I got United Healthcare. I paid them $29 a month, even though I don't go to the dentist like that, but I should. And then I have healthcare for my own individual self. I pay $56 a month for my healthcare, and that covers my doctor's visits, 15% on emergency visits. I got to pay 15 out of my pocket, and then I got vision, in my I'm good. I mean, but again, I didn't qualify for Obamacare then. I mean, then when Trump got in office, because I don't know why. It's just that we all want the same thing, but we can't get it because they playing monopoly with our lives.
They are. We already knew that all the elites do that. Republicans, Democrats, we're fucking slaves to them. Really, we're making
slaves.
I mean, it's fucking bullshit.
You're right, and by all of those same standards prior to.
Hey, everybody that's in the chat room.
By all of those same standards, I didn't qualify because the company that I worked for offered health care, but you were only able to get health care after you worked a certain number of hours.
When Obama took office, I was still working at Walmart, and Walmart paid 80% of your health care. They offered you health care, but it was a lot. I'm talking about it was a lot for me and my 2 kids to get my health.
I know.
Walmart. So
Target was too.
I used the loophole in the system because they didn't offer part-time people healthcare. Walmart didn't offer part-time people healthcare, so I went down to part-time, and I applied for the Obamacare when it happened. You know what I'm saying? So I applied for Obamacare and they approved me because my job no longer had healthcare for me. So that benefited me right then. But like, why did you go to part time? Well, think about it like this: Walmart, you lose your benefits with Walmart if you go to part time, but Walmart is so busy that you're gonna pick up your 80 hours a week anyway, every 80 hours every 2 weeks anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't
Well,
the
that's
problem.
because they had 4 trucks a day. That's why.
Yeah, making money wasn't the problem with Walmart. So when I went down to part time, even though I said I went down to part time, and part time is like 31 hours to 35 hours, I still was making 80 hours every 2 weeks. So I was good. I mean, my bills were still getting paid. But I just say it's loopholes that people don't realize that they can do. I'm so it's crazy how they dump that fee on not having health care on y'all. But man, that's crazy.
Well, for me to be able to actually, I didn't qualify for health care. I never qualified for health care because of all the crap that I've got going on with me before this. So I always had to go up to NIH to get seen. And if I didn't, I was going to the ER.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was working with Target, they cut everybody down after 2008, after the economic crash. That hit everybody. We went from 60-hour weeks on a given 40 people working on the floor on the team and stuff like that on a double truck night and stuff like that, because Target would only get doubles. They didn't have 4 trucks. But
Hey,
I understand how that works.
but
So
look at my scenario with Josh Company. But look at it with let's put Jeff Bezos company Amazon in that situation. Now, Jeff Bezos, he have a net profit of billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? He have billions and billions of even though he got stock people what is that when people own stock in the company
shareholders.
shareholders. He got shareholders to be worried about, and they get a piece of the money too. Yeah, we still can go. He got all these stuff to think about it. But he got all these billions of dollars, and he already got a bank full of money, and he don't want to give his people protective gear. I mean, it's certain things that you could say is unacceptable in one of the best countries in the world.
Inhuman working places.
Yes, it's crazy. And have you ever seen how you work inside Amazon factory? It's Amazon warehouse. You
I've
have
been
to
to distribution warehouses before.
it's big as like 9 football fields, and you gotta when somebody it's called when you order something, you gotta do a pick, and you pick what's on that order, and then you gotta run the bin locations.
Yep.
All day you running, all day you running, all day you running into people, you talking to people. And then think about it, this coronavirus is out here, is real. I mean, a lot of people saying it's fake, but people are getting it and dying from it. You know what I'm saying? So it's real. And they in these buildings, and this one, I don't know his name, but he got fired. They say he said he got fired because he asked for protective gear, and they fired him for it. But he could have had bad attendance. It could have been a lot of stuff that was wrong with his attitude, his work ethics could have been bad. They could have fired him for a whole other thing than what he said. But he brought attention to the whole not
I
having.
remember that was at the beginning.
Yeah, of having safety gear.
Oh,
And I think he was in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Was that the guy
he
in
was in New
Amazon?
Jersey.
But he went. They sent him home because he had a fever, and then he came back to work, and they discharged him because he wouldn't leave. That's what are we talking about the same people?
probably.
Might
I
be.
don't know. But think about it. How you gonna tell somebody that they leeching off the system by collecting unemployment? Not you, not y'all. Okay, but
I did.
They
I'll
can't.
admit it. I did.
They can't go to work because they got a fever, but they ain't offered a test because it ain't available. He must have bounced off by accident. So yes, that's crazy. How do you do this? How do you go to work?
Because they've got enough money and the jobs are replaceable. Working in a store like Walmart and Target, we're expendable.
Yeah.
The stores revolve all the time, and what the turnover rates are horrible. Now here where we were, we didn't get back to overtime. Okay, it became a literal shit show. And all I can say is I'm glad I got out before they had their big data breach, because let me tell you what they ended up doing here. Okay, what they ended up doing here to the employees was they cut everybody to part-time. Everybody got stuck with part-time. Anybody that was not a team lead, that was not a senior team lead, was kicked off of the insurance, and they basically cut insurance to where only the team leads had insurance. And they ended up shrinking down the staff so much that people just quit because they weren't making enough hours. They were overworked, and after a while you got to understand that their slogan, expect more, pay less, really meant they expected one person to run the job of 10 people and, only making $10 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, and they literally have hit the employees more than anybody else.
They try to get out of it, remember?
I know.
Yeah, they
I know.
quit.
I know.
Fuck y'all. I think Anthony.
So, yeah.
But
So, I mean, they get. I love you, honey.
tax code. We need to change the tax code. We need to stop fighting about what president or what politician we want to represent us, because they taking money from people. I mean, for example, how they gonna tell you they gonna give you health care if they get bought by the pharmaceutical companies?
There
That's
you
crazy.
go.
You know what I'm saying?
And
How
then
do
they
you
tell you, and that's
the
part of the
people-
problem. That's part of the problem. We can't have the federal government involved in our health care, because pretty much what ends up happening is that they're going to tell you, okay, well, you can only have X, Y, Z medication.
I would say the federal government is not the problem. The problem is the federal government or the politicians shouldn't take money or be illegal to take money from nobody but citizens. They shouldn't be able to take money from companies like the auto industry or the healthcare industry or any industry that they fighting to push legislation through. You know what I'm saying? So if they are fighting to keep prescription drugs high, and we as citizens want prescriptions lower, it's up to us to go to our politician and say, you need to negotiate something with the pharmaceutical company about lowering prescriptions. And if they taking bribes, well, in that case, it would be called bribes because it would be just against the law. But
Well, that's special interest groups and lobbies. Yeah.
we need to first get rid of them, make laws for them not to be illegal. I mean, to be illegal, yeah, and get rid of them so they can't be bribing our politicians that's supposed to be serving us.
Trump did. He signed an executive order saying you're not allowed to be a lobbyist for 5 or 10 years after you leave government.
No. I understand that. That's perfectly good. But I want a law that say it shouldn't be no lobbyists that's bribing the politicians that's currently in office. I mean, I'm just saying the senators shouldn't be able to accept money from a healthcare industry, pharmaceutical, if they voted on the same bill that needs to get passed in the House of Representatives or the Senate.
Yeah, that's why I think we might disagree on sides, but they're all the same, man. They all have these fucking special interests and 501c3 companies. And
can't you agree that we need to get rid of them?
Yes.
Okay, for example, I don't know what state you in.
Oklahoma.
You're in Oklahoma. So basically, you voted for the people that's supposed to be representing you in Congress, right?
Right.
They're supposed to actually, any bill and they passed supposed to reflect the people that put them in office, right?
Right.
That's where it's supposed to go. So basically, if you think that you got crime in your neighborhood and you need more money for police, your politician's supposed to, your people that you elected supposed to push to get more money for the federal government for that reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if they taking bribes from gang members, I mean, for example, let's say I got a gang and I don't want police in the neighborhood. I want to keep it the right way. And if I could get a politician $50,000 as a what is it, campaign contribution or anything, that should be against the law because they voted on that same bill. I don't know. I got my mind this.
Man, like, and also another thing they need to get rid of is these fucking gerrymandering of the districts to where they can redraw these lines to. That's why Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi and all of them are lifelong motherfuckers, is because they know right where to draw them lines so they never get it unelected.
True. But that's why we need just a standard tic-tac-toe grid. We just need a grid with no circles, with no wiggly lines. It just needs to be, if you live in that square, then that's your representative.
That's a good idea. What better than what the fuck we got now?
Yeah. No, they do. They okay. For example, they probably draw a line around 25th. They don't want 24th because it's hood, so they'll go around 24th. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man, our government, man, that's why I'm trying to become more self-sufficient, man. Grow my own shit, prep my own shit.
But then that's back to the original question that I stated earlier. How can you own land without having to pay taxes every year on it? After
you can't. Unless you become a squatter and just go fucking sit somewhere.
No, but then that's somebody else's land. They could shoot your ass.
Fuck yeah, they can.
So my thing is, I was thinking, the thing, religion people, they don't have to pay taxes.
501c3.
Yeah, that's if I start a religion, I love Jesus, but I'm on. If I start a religion though, just to get around taxes, I would do it. I would.
That's
do
blasphemous as hell. Don't say that.
No. My religion could be anything. Religion don't have to be faithful to the God. You still can have Jesus in your life, but my religion could be that I want to be skinny. Damn right, and I pray to the skinny God. I'm serious. It might sound like a joke, but I looked it up. You could actually make any religion a religion just by following the right paperwork. You just gotta have a creed and a message and something that you believe in. I looked it up, Carolyn. This might sound crazy, but that's what it is.
I believe it. I believe it.
Look. What is it? The Vatican? Is that saying it right? That's a country, and it's no bigger than
It's bigger than DC.
No, it's about big as Central Park in New York. That's how big it is. But they are rich.
Honestly, I think Central Park in New York is bigger than DC.
No, I don't know. I've never been to DC. I'll just give you an example. But it's about big as that park in New York. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't know. A lot of people are gonna be mad at me for saying this, but the church back in the early 1800s, 1600s, and whenever it started, they was hustling people out money. That's how they got their wealth. For centuries, they've been praying. They're telling people they pay you, you pay in, you get to heaven. You see the movies, it even said in the Bible. It's crazy. You ever seen that movie called Luther?
I might have.
It's about the Lutheran church, how the Lutheran church got started.
Martin Luther, the principles of Martin Luther.
Yeah, Martin Luther was one of the. I guess he was a young dude in class trying to become a preacher.
He was part of the Reformation, I think.
Yeah, but then he was reading the Bible because it was written in one language back then, and he knew how to read that language, and they was going from town to town to have the poor buy this piece of paper that say they can get into heaven if they buy this paper, right? That's it. He was like, it don't say it in the Bible. So he left that church, but they end up catching up with him, and I don't know if they killed him, but somebody killed him. But the Lutheran church branched off from him. It's crazy, but the way how religion starts so many wars on just
Well, it does because everybody thinks theirs is right. And when you look into not just
Sorry about that,
religion, when
It's
you
all
look
right. My
in,
phone froze.
yeah, when you look into religion and you look into like theology and you look into mythology, I mean, Christianity crosses, Muslim religion, it crosses
look though.
Greek
Karen,
mythology, it crosses
when
a lot of
when I
different things.
I like to debate. I like to debate a lot. I like to argue with people. I like to bring attention to my.
Nah, man. We don't. Nah.
Listen though. So when I meet a Muslim, I meet one. I don't say their religion is wrong, but I do ask a couple questions. First of all, the first question I ask a Muslim is, why your Bible, why the Quran quote or even have Jesus in their Bible? Okay, that's the first thing I ask them. If your Bible is almighty and all this and all that, it shouldn't have Jesus in it at all, because that's another religion. Okay, and then in the Quran, I read I forgot the name of it, but I can get it for you later. It says if you have doubt about this book, the Quran, go read the Holy Bible. It actually tell their people to go read the Holy Bible. Ain't that crazy?
Not really, because it gives they're rooted in the same foundation and principles. That's why.
But they think Allah. Well, they don't think Jesus is God and God is Jesus' son, and they don't think He the Trinity. Just like a lot of other, I don't know if a lot of other people don't believe that too. Like Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't believe that either. I believe.
Jehovah's Witnesses, man, they're some motherfuckers, dude. They're dedicated people, but they all just, there's only like 300,000 that they believe are going to go to heaven or some shit.
Yep.
So, I thought it was 144.
Yeah, could be that, but yeah.
No, here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. So in the old, I mean, I know we ain't talking about religion now, but in the in the New Testament, it does say something. In the Old Testament, it says something about 144,000 people is going to go to heaven. But when they asked Jesus that same question, what's going on, John?
I thought you wanted to hear from Islam. I could answer the question.
God, look at that! You gonna carry on when we talking about Muslim and stuff.
His nose
I've been on the whole time, but I've been in the chat room. I watched that whole other video. I was in there the whole time.
But you could have gave me
I just
some
been doing
recipes.
shit, so I couldn't really come on.
I mean, you could have gave me some recipes, man. I like about the food. I'm not discriminate. You write the recipe down, I'll make it just like you wrote it. No, but
Well, you know how to make hummus. That's the easiest.
I don't know what that is, but is it good?
It's garbanzo beans.
Okay.
Yeah.
They mash them all up. They put a little olive oil, a little lemon, garlic.
No, but
And that's what it is.
The question
That's
was
good for you,
about why.
But they believe in the Old Testament. They believe in Abraham, and they say that Jesus was a prophet. But that's all. That's as far. That's as far as they take it.
But who?
But they believe in Abraham. They believe in the Old Testament.
But listen to this though. Who wrote the Quran? Allah,
Muhammad.
right? Muhammad.
No.
Muhammad wrote the Quran, right? So
And
what
he
I'm
was
saying-
he was an illiterate.
Listen
He couldn't
though,
read or write, and he was able to write that book. He said he
Listen, though.
was inspired by God to write that.
Listen though, he might have been, but listen though, but when you in the Quran, it do say that Jesus did all these miracles. He in the Quran it say that, in the Holy Bible it don't say this, but in the Quran say he got a bird and grabbed it and raised it and came back to life. I guess he did something to it, and the bird came to life, and he talked as a baby. In the Quran it say these things, but it don't say anything miracle about Muhammad.
Hey
Yeah,
man,
the
that
writing
dude
of
from
the
the Green
book.
Mile
No,
can do
no.
that shit too.
The writing of the Quran is the miracle because he was illiterate.
But again, a lot of people who couldn't write had somebody write for them. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, he was out in the cave.
All the disciples couldn't write, but they had somebody. Even I'm getting off topic, but even Moses, he wasn't a good speaker. You know what I'm saying? So that he had his brother with him to speak for him. So I'm saying everybody got their flaws, but God sent messages to Moses to tell Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying, to talk to Pharaoh to let his people go. But long story short, you might say Muhammad was illiterate and couldn't write, but look at in the future, R. Kelly, he can't write or read, but he made beautiful music because you don't need to write. You don't need to write to make music.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what
the
I'm
thing
saying?
for me is that I'm not Muslim.
Oh,
Okay, my family is, but I'm not.
but
Well, it's kind of
because
the same way
I'm
the
a-
beginnings of the
I'm a
Mormon
Christian.
Church.
what'd you say,
Because
John?
It's the same as
if
like
you-
the beginnings of the Mormon Church. Joseph Smith found
Yeah.
tablets and could automatically transcribe them down and didn't know the language. That's
Okay.
supposedly what happened. That's where the Book of Mormon come from. They were all similar
Don't forget
stories.
the magic hat.
But okay then, John. Back to you though. I know you don't follow that. But why do, like, for example, right now we got Trump supporters and we got Democrats all talking about civil war because we can't agree. I'm just saying, why do Muslims, if
the
they
same shit. It's just like the Middle East. They got
go
they have
ahead.
the two different sects of Islam,
Hold on, they got two
and that's who fights. Like the Iranians and the Saudis are two different
But do they believe in the same book?
branches. Yep, but they're two different branches.
Do they
And that, they want
interpret
it,
the book
and they
differently?
want to kill each
interpret
other
it
over
different
it.
ways.
They
It's
interpret it
the
differently.
It's the Sunnis and the Shia,
So they interpret
and they fight it. Yeah, and they both interpret it differently.
So how, man, but they've been fighting for centuries.
Yeah, but you got to remember, it's their culture too. You know, when you go to school, there's Islam. You go to the government, it's Islam. Everywhere you go is Islam. So it's like you're like pushed right into it. It's a way of life.
All right, y'all. I got a problem. Let me tell y'all my problem. I gotta go because all the stores closed down early in Wisconsin. I mean Milwaukee right now due to the corona, and we gotta get some supplies for the daycare. So I gotta go to Walmart, Myers tonight to get these supplies.
Hey, you know, you should eat raw vegetables to snack on because
Hey, I just ate a tomato online. You seen that?
Hey, Carolyn, you
Yeah,
want to go to
I'm
Voice
talking about-
over on Mo?
like celery,
Sure.
carrots,
All right, I'll see you there.
broccoli,
Later,
cauliflower.
John. Later, John.
All right,
All
I'll
right,
talk to y'all
Josh.
later.
All right,
John, I'll talk
guys.
to you about that a little later when I get back. All right,
All
talk to y'all later.
All right, guys.
All
Bye,
right.
man.
See you
Get
guys
it
later.